What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and finally some Blood and Plunder game footage here. So we're doing a demo game today. We got some French and some Spanish, about to do some colonizing of one way or another here. So we got basic demo forces built with things from the starter boxes. So for the French, we decided to go with a expeditionary force led by a seasoned French army commander, a couple of Milice de Caraïbes units, 4 in each there, a 4-man buccaneer unit, and then a larger flibustier unit where we put the commander. So again, kind of running through that here from right to left. And we're playing on this jungle-ish type board with some Mayan ruins. And then on the Spanish side, again, a seasoned Spanish militia commander running Spanish militia. We got 2 Milicianos units, Lanceros, a large Lanceros unit, and then a Milicianos Indios unit, and then also for support a Marineros unit. So again, using the Blood and Plunder force builder here, so got all that figured out. And then nice thing there is it also prints off all your special rules and stuff. So again, but this is just a quick demo, so we're doing 150 points. We are playing mission 7 and 8, which is basically going for that central objective here, which if we can get that on there, we got some Aztec or Mayan gold there that we're going to be fighting over. So we have setup complete, basically just very simple, 2 forces standing opposite each other, going for the gold. We'll be back at the end of turn 1. All right, guys, back at the end of turn 1. So basically both sides essentially moved up. So French kind of just mostly advancing in a straight line, although we had to curve a little bit around some terrain. Fired some shots and didn't really do much. We dropped a Spanish Miliciano from their commander's unit, actually, and put a little bit of fatigue on him. But otherwise, just kind of shooting and not really causing any damage. Now, he did move his Indian militia up there, and they fired some shots, but fortunately missed on our buccaneers. Then our large flibustier unit moved up and basically decided to shoot with half and actually dropped one of the Native Americans. They do have some fatigue on him. And then, can't quite see it here, but he did race up with his Marineros and his Lanceros, and is very close to getting that objective. So we're only at the start of turn 2, but we'll see what happens here. We definitely got to shake off a lot of our own reloads, and then hopefully he is stuck basically just dealing with some of the fatigue that we did cause. So we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back at the end of 2, so a little bit of more moving up and some shots fired here. So we tried to send a few more shots downrange at the Spanish there. Didn't really do much. They put in some return fire, but again, couldn't cause any hits or anything like that. But we got plenty of reloads that we're going to have to deal with, as do they. They're still hiding behind the central objective here, so they have the Marineros and the Lanceros. We did move up a little bit with our large flibustier unit and managed to take out another one of the Milicianos Indios, so they are hurting there as well. But this is turn 3, so then the objective will start mattering for scoring purposes, so we're going to have to get closer to that. But there's a lot of scary guys basically behind the temple there, so we'll have to see what happens. So we'll be back at the end of 3. Alright, guys, we are back at the end of 3, so a little bit of basically, or actually a lot of reloading and clearing off some fatigue. So the Spanish moved up and have now 3 units on the objective. We've managed to get 1 there, and then we just decided to get super aggressive with our large flibustier unit and basically shot off the rest of the Milicianos Indios. Although with all that shooting, we went full shots and still sadly managed to just get 1 dang hit. So, and sadly no natural 10s or anything for like ball and shot, but that unit is at least gone. But now we were stuck with the 2 reloads, so we're gonna have to figure out what we can do. See if we can't go first, at least maybe get out of the way before we get charged by a large Lancer unit. So again, this was the end of 3, so we're gonna see about scoring and all that and strike points, but then we're going to get into turn 4 here. Alrighty, guys, we are back at the end of 4 here, so we're still tenuously holding on to having a unit close enough to the central objective to not gain a strike point on our end. Again, we had wiped out the Milicianos Indios the previous turn. He decided to run out with his Lancers this turn because we had to basically spend a turn reloading, and then with 1 extra move, just kind of reform just to get a better look at what he's going to possibly do. He did come around with his commander's unit with his Spanish militia, and basically just unloaded into our poor Buccaneer unit and just did his thing. He's hit very well there, killed 3. We had some fatigue to manage on our end, which we managed to bring down, and then we took a pot shot at him in return and did nothing, as did basically our other Caribbean militia units here. And again, just we put a hit on, but that's about it, sadly. So yeah, we are in rough shape now. Even though we had a good start, we're still up a unit. Actually, we're equal on units now, but we did again kill off a whole unit of his. But the battle for the central objective here is looking rough, and if we don't do well and go first here and put some serious hurt on his lancers, that's going to be bad news for those guys. So critical turn 5 here. We'll see what we can pull out. We're going to have to hope for some good cards, and then we'll see how things go after that, guys. Alrighty, guys, back at the end of the turn here. So as we feared, so the Lanceros came around. We did manage to drop 3 on our activation before they got to us, but then they got into combat and did what they did, or what they do well, and dropped 3 of our guys, and now we have fatigue and reload on us. We're not worried about the reload anymore. We're just trying to survive. But now he's bringing his Marineros over. Our lone Buccaneer who's left basically got himself reloaded, but he's in a bad situation. And then our Caribbean militia basically tried as best as they could to reload, but we did not get the greatest cards. But his other militia unit also moved up and dropped one of our own militia, and so now we still have a reload and did not do well on the leadership. So now we have extra fatigue on us as well. So we'll see how things go at the end of the turn here. But we both lost a quarter of our force, but also now he's basically going to be the only one controlling the objective, very likely at the end of the turn, unless there's some dramatic change in fortunes here. So we'll be back. All right, guys, we're back at the end of 5 and lots of casualties here. So our ongoing fight with the flibustiers and his lanceros, casualties on both sides, as we can see there. We're not getting the better of the fight, but we're at least whittling him down. I think he's down to 4, but our commander's stuck in there as well. We have a just ton of fatigue on us. We're actually shaken there. We ran back. He pursued us. On this side, it was kind of fun. The last Buccaneer, but basically being kind of in a hopeless spot, he rounded the corner, dropped one of his Marineros, almost dropped a second one with like the fast reload with the activating on a spade. Put a little bit of fatigue on him. He still managed to get into melee, and as you can see, the last Buccaneer did unfortunately go down. Here, a lot of shooting by the Spanish. Didn't really do much against me. We did manage to claw back a little bit there and drop one of his militia units, so both militias are down to 3, but the commander's also there. So, but as you can see, we have reload and fatigue to deal with, so it's kind of a stalemate over here, but this being also the last turn, we have 2 strike points on us to his 1, so, but again, last turn, realistically, we just have no hope of even getting back to the objective. So they're Spanish are basically just going to kind of clean us up on this turn, it would seem, unless, again, just very, very lucky dice rolls and cards on our part, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So we'll be back to wrap things up here at the conclusion. Alrighty, so we are at the end of turn 6 here. Nice, brutal, bloody battle, but the Spanish will claim victory. 3, the French with 3 strike points, the Spanish is 2. So actually it would be 4-2 because end of the turn you control the objective, so actually 4-2. But anyway, so the flibustiers actually managed to push the lanceros back a little bit and cause some casualties. So, but they are still all fatigued up and everything. So, just a bloody fight over there. The one of the militia units on my side decided to, because they had so many reloads, there's no point in that doing anything else. They just decided to charge in. The commander's unit didn't really do anything, unfortunately, and in return, the Marineros managed to charge in and drop 1 as well. These guys shot and actually dropped one of the other militias, but they ran behind the building just to make sure they're still securing the objective. Although, fun thing at the start of the turn, the Spanish drew an event card, which when we randomized it was misfortune, and applied to the French militia unit engaged in melee now, and basically rather than take fatigue and really be out of the game, they just took the extra reload and then decided to charge, and because they had nothing else to do. So, but overall, fun game, learning game. So probably made some mistakes here and there, certainly, but definitely fun to test some things out, see how melee worked. Certainly shooting, and then getting a handle on some of the other special rules and things like that. So lots to learn in future games, but overall, I think pretty fun. So victory for the Spanish here. We'll see you guys in the next one.